Welcome once again. News at 10. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango. Straight away into the bulletin. President Yoweri Museveni has urged the leadership of the National Defense College, NDC, to introduce more strategic courses aimed at enhancing military excellence. The president emphasized that the Army's strategic capability must align with stable politics, a strong economy, reliable social services, and a healthy, capable population. He made the remarks while officiating at the graduation ceremony of 22 senior military officers who successfully completed a one-year course in national security and strategic studies at the National Defense College in Njeru Boyekwe district.
The Minister of State for Defense.
His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni has presided over the third graduation ceremony of 22 military officers who successfully completed a one-year course in national security and strategic studies, the flagship program at the National Defense College in Njeru Boyekwe district.
They exhibited very positive attitude and commitment not only to learn but also to share their wide experiences amongst themselves.
The officers include 2 brigadier generals, 19 colonels and 1 civilian, and 4 of them have been recognized for excellently performing during the one-year course. The Deputy Chief of Defense Forces and Inspector of Defense, Lieutenant General Samuel Okiding, emphasized that the college provides advanced military education and strategic training for both senior officers and civilians. He said that efforts are underway to increase civilian participation as the college plays a critical role in shaping leaders to address complex security challenges. He reaffirmed that while the UPDF remains a reliable force, corruption continues to destabilize the state, fueling public discontent.
So since now you are fluent with the language of national security, I welcome you back and collectively come and join us. And we fight that enemy, that virus.
Meanwhile, negotiations are ongoing to procure additional land around the college to support future developments. Jacob Oboth, Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, reiterated that the current security environment demands well-trained officers capable of navigating both security and civilian dynamics. He revealed that plans are underway to establish a national defense university.
Defense University, once established, will offer other higher security-related courses, promote research and development and innovation into appropriate security systems. I am also happy to announce that the National Defense College, Uganda, will soon begin admitting course members from various ministries, departments, and agencies.
In his remarks, President Museveni stated that a successful army requires more than just training. It also depends on stable politics, a strong economy, reliable social services, a capable and healthy population.
When we got independence, we had no... Now when you go... So when we came, we had to study the anatomy of preparing security managers, defense managers. When we were training our people in Mozambique, the Mozambicans would say, number 1, individual acts of a soldier. Acts individual. You yourself, an individual person, to be a good soldier. To know your weapon, to know how to handle it, to know how to take cover, how to advance under fire, yourself as an individual first.
He emphasized that UPDF institutions like the National Defense College are critical in fostering strategic thinking across leadership levels.
Strategic level is different from tactical, from operational, which are part of the effort. Strategic level is A to Z. When you understand the situation from A to Z, then that's the strategic grasp of what you are dealing with. So now, this one, for some time, we were sending our people to South Africa, to India, I think. Then we started sending a few to Kenya. But I'm glad now we have it here.
Since its launch on the 28th of January 2022, the National Defense College has become a vital pillar in Uganda's efforts to strengthen the national security capacity. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News, at the National Defense College in Njeru, Buikwe District.
Now, the leading Chinese construction company, China Communications Construction Company, CCCC, has pledged to take responsibility for repairs on the defects at Isimba Dam. The chairman of the company made this commitment during a meeting with Uganda's Prime Minister Robina Nabanja in China.
Isimba hydropower project was constructed by China International Water and Electric Corporation to produce 183 megawatts of power at a cost of $568 million. The company is a subsidiary to the China Communications Construction Company, CCCC. The dam developed architectural defects that caused the flooding in 2022. Despite government intervention to force the company carry out repairs, it has been done.
And so any work that has not been completed is likely to impact negatively to other Chinese companies. Isimba Dam is one of those contracts that still has issues.
I was there myself. I believe it is one of those projects that are not good for our country. In 2022, we had flooding in the dam that caused a lot of losses. We went there, we had a meeting with the president, we agreed on 13 areas to be worked on. They have only worked on 3 since 2022.
A high-level delegation from Uganda, led by the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabanja, made the executives of the leading Chinese construction company, China Communications Construction Company, CCCC, to discuss Uganda's partnership with the company. But during the meeting held in Changsha City of China, the chairman of the China Communications Construction Company, CCCC, revealed to the Prime Minister that China International Water and Electric Corporation is a subsidiary company to CCCC.
CWE merged into CCCC, working as a subsidiary of CCCC, and before they belonged to the Ministry of Water Resources of China.
In a meeting also attended by the Foreign Affairs Minister, General Jejodong, Energy Minister Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa, and the State Minister for Works Musechweru, the chairman CCCC pledged to take over the repairs on the defects of Isimba Dam.
Now, CWE is the subsidiary, since CWE is a subsidiary of CCCC, and CCCC is committed to attach the great attachments to the repairing works. And I promise that the repairing work will be the top priority of CCCC. Next week, we are going to dispatch a team, a delegation, and some expert, a team of experts to go to Uganda, and we are going to work out practical solutions.
However, the Prime Minister informed the company that Uganda will not bear the cost of repairs and demanded that the company takes full responsibility of the defects.
They want us to go for a loan. Is it in order? The company is the one that made mistakes, and they want us as government to borrow so that we can rectify those defects. I feel it's out of order. And so I want the company to foot those defects.
So you have to help this company to rectify the defects on Isimba. There are other opportunities in hydropower. We have We have Kiba project, 400 megawatts, bigger than Isimba, which is 183 megawatts. So we can't trust a company that has issues on a small generation plant of 183.
The Prime Minister also invited the CCCC's company to partner with Uganda in developing the railway sector.
So the President is advising us to use the railway. And so we warmly invite you, you the capable and responsible partners, such as CCC.
This afternoon, the Ugandan delegation used a bullet train from Sangsha to Schengen over an 8-hour journey by road, but only took 3 hours.
She's enjoying the trip.
Now, the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Museveni, has bid farewell to the outgoing Israel ambassador to Uganda, His Excellency Michael Lotem. Now, during a meeting at State House Nakasero, the First Lady appreciated Uganda's long-standing bilateral ties with Israel, and she commended Ambassador Lotem as his tour of duty ends. She acknowledged Israel's support in education, agriculture, and capacity building despite the current challenges facing the country. Mrs. Museveni also referenced the suspended agro-studies and MASHEV programs, which had previously benefited Ugandan students and professionals.
At the meeting, the First Lady acknowledged the strong bilateral ties between Uganda and Israel and extended appreciation to Ambassador Lotem as his tour of duty in Uganda comes to an end. She expressed gratitude for Israel's historic support in education, agriculture, and capacity building. She also acknowledged Israel's current challenges and assured the ambassador of Uganda's unwavering friendship, continued prayers, and support. The First Lady discussed key suspended bilateral programs, including the Agro-Studies program, which provided Ugandan students with hands-on agricultural training in Israel, and the MASHEV program, which offered short courses benefiting various participants, including teachers. In his remarks, Ambassador Lotem extended gratitude to the government of Uganda for its unwavering friendship and support. Reflecting on the crisis in Israel, the ambassador discussed the challenges of global misinformation, particularly in Western media. He urged Uganda, as chair of the non-allied movement, to stand in solidarity with Israel in international forums, especially during upcoming UN deliberations. The ambassador also discussed potential new partnerships with Israel companies in Uganda's education sector and, however, advocated for careful evaluation of future proposals to ensure transparency and impact. Ambassador Lotem thanked the First Lady and President Yoweri Museveni for their steadfast support and warmth, highlighting the unique solidarity Uganda has shown Israel during these challenging times. Reporting for UBC, Baguma William.
The State Minister for Youth and Children Affairs, Balambarugahara, has applauded Koboko district leaders for successfully implementing government wealth creation programs, including the Youth Livelihood Program and the Uganda Women Entrepreneurship Program, UWEP. The minister pledged continued government support to the thriving groups and urged prudent use of funds.
Youth and Children Affairs Balambarugahara has continued to put in action the presidential directive to evaluate and sensitize youth on government programs. He is currently in Koboko district to tour a number of beneficiaries of the Youth Livelihood Program in the district, accompanied by the area members of parliament. The minister received a warm welcome from the people of Koboko. He pledged total government support after being impressed by the implementation and the uptake of the funds.
other districts. I've been impressed with the report given to me by the Chief Administrative Officer, Cocoa can grow well in Koboko. So they are appealing to His Excellency the President to give them seeds, to give them seedlings of cocoa. And on that note, I will recommend to HE that we start a nursery bed here, right here in Koboko, of at least 1 million seedlings in partnership with the Office of the Member of Parliament for the municipality.
Balam encouraged youth to adopt from the financial literacy to start saving for a future.
That is the biggest challenge we in fact have as our group. Recording, you see, we don't anticipate. What we know is we have got money we are using, we don't have money just like that. So this is what I've seen it very challenging, yeah.
This group, as much as they don't have records, they are learning.
The Member of Parliament for Koboko Municipality, Dr. Charles Ayume, urged government to address the issue of financial literacy in the district.
Listening out there is the issue of financial literacy, and I'm very happy that one of the ladies, the groups we went to, said yes, they welcome, she thanked the President, they welcome these programs. But sometimes the level of financial literacy, saving, West Nile has a very big saving culture, and I'll speak for Koboko. We have 256 VSLA groups. These women who save in those wooden boxes, they sit every Sunday. Every end of the year I'm invited for what we call sharing parties. And trust me, these small groups you see of 50 to 100 women save between 50 million and 70 million shillings. And what do they save for? For consumption.
The RDC noted a few challenges which included, among others, limited funds for leaders to do evaluation.
The willingness to recover is there. The unfortunate bit is that most of the young people here, most of them think in terms of smuggling, unfortunately.
Koboko District received 1 billion shillings in the financial year 2013-2014 to 2023-24. Out of this, only 250 million has been recovered and about 127 groups have been funded. Out of the 1.4 billion shillings for the Youth Livelihood Program, 1,695 youth have benefited. Jane Nyiramugisha compiled this report for UBC.
Now, the National Resistance Movement continues to issue nomination forms to those who have expressed interest in contesting for the various party positions ahead of the upcoming internal elections. The exercise is underway at the NRM Electoral Commission offices in Kampala.
There was heavy activity at the NRM Electoral Commission head offices on Friday as supporters rushed to beat tomorrow's deadline for expressing interest in participating in the party primaries. One of the NRM supporters is Olinga John Kelvin, who is contesting as fresh candidate for Kanyumu County in Kumi District.
Looking at the challenges we have seen the county has crippled for long, we are looking at that we need someone who's vibrant. My coming is actually coupled with a lot of things, understanding the preamble of our good country, Uganda.
And the aspirant is engineer Jonada Simwe, who is seeking to unseat the Minister for ICT, Chris Bariomusi, as the NRM National Chairperson for Western Uganda.
Me coming to contest for this, I'm not coming to contest against anyone. I'm just coming to fulfill the pillars what the National Resistance Movement encourages us to do. It encourages us to come and participate in these positions. And one of them, why I'm coming to integrate policy and mobilization.
Other aspirants who expressed interest include Edema John Bosco for Maracha East, Fred Angela for Moroto Municipality, and Ismail Ogama Ali for Lower Madi in Madi Okolo District.
Capacity is a problem in our area. We have issues of infrastructure, that is from roads. The only major road we have is the national road that is going to Southern Sudan. However, we are not asking for tarmac at the moment. We would want to see that roads in our feeder roads and everywhere are maintained properly. There are also issues to do with health centers. Health centers are not sufficient. We have health centers in a few areas. Some other areas people go long distance to reach, and sometimes the drugs are not available.
I'm here again to pick expression of interest forms to contest for Member of Parliament for Moroto Municipality. I intend to push for operationalization of the city. That was granted in 2019.
For Lower Madi, which is a popular demand of the people, and I thought there's a lot that we can do for them, and that I left in the pipeline. So we are going to start from there. Things to do with infrastructure, household income.
Most of the aspirants are pledging to improve service delivery in their areas and to increase household incomes.
A lot of many challenges because we have 10 years Kasanda North has been under poor presentation by a local member who has made his work to just do propaganda, false talk about the government of NRM, and also ill talk about our President Museveni. So we want to assure the whole Kasanda people that this time Kasanda North is going to be regained by NRM.
But I'm standing for the woman member of Parliament, Kamuli District, because our mama is now getting old. She's sick. I think she has no energy right now to serve our interest as the women, the youth, and my generation. So now I want to stand to serve my people.
I would like to say that one of the main reasons why I'm out here to represent my fellow youth is to empower them.
In the sector, we have the worst road sector. So because no one is talking about us, no one is helping our people, I am here to make noise for our people so that they can get help and also try and lobby for them. A lot of projects that take place here and people don't know.
Others are calling for change in leadership, seeking to replace the old guard.
Our desire is to improve education outcomes in Kumi, to improve health, especially maternal health, to improve child care and nutrition.
It's only drugs. We shall advocate this government to add drugs to the hospitals such that people don't suffer and die. Be on the ballot paper. Ladies and gentlemen of voting age, I request you to vote for me because I am sure with the basket of experience that I have, I'll be able to deliver for you.
The expression of interest exercise will officially close tomorrow, Saturday, and Dr. Tangaudoi has emphasized that the deadline will not be extended under any circumstances.
I want to repeat for the press to echo. We are not going to extend expression of interest. Nomination begins on Tuesday.
Philip Aguta for UBC News in Kampala.
Now, the former NRM flag bearer for Makerere University Guild, Hussein Ibra, has picked nomination forms to contest for Eastern Youth Member of Parliament, citing youth unemployment, early pregnancies and limited opportunities. Ibra pledges to advocate for better representation, job creation and youth empowerment.
Seeing what my people is going through, and the constituency is lagging behind a little bit, so I've decided to go back and work together with my community to develop our area.
I am the aspiring national female youth MP. My passion to serving the young people is inevitable. Have the vigor to represent the youth of Uganda. I look forward to representing. I look forward to solving our issues as young people in this nation.
The health sector, that hospital there, it's been there for some time, but they lack drugs. It's because of poor representation. This time round, Engineer Semakula has come to represent Lugazi people, and I want you to give me the mandate to represent the people of Lugazi, and I will serve them.
Position as a woman MP Amudat, 2026. Battle is ahead of me. I need to play the game. It's a normal game, same field, same persons whom I'm going to face, the one I faced in 2021, and I'm prepared for them.
The municipality should expect is better service delivery and balanced development.
because previously the development that has been there executed by the current leadership has been a bit biased.
I'm very pleased with the exercise. It moved smoothly. I want to thank the NRM fraternity for this exercise. It was very, very soft for us. And in that position, I stand to assure all the people of Luweero and Bulemezi at large that you should trust Suvi Jacqueline. I have come to make sure that all the things that you've been longing for are going to be answered.
I have decided to stand Member of Parliament is because the people we send to Parliament, they don't do what we are supposed to. They don't do what we expect. So they are just there, they are just driving cars, they are just looking good. They are not thinking about people who voted them. So that's why you see I've decided to come myself, because I am known.
I have picked interest to serve my people of Amuria because it is our time as the youth to impart and to impact the people of Amuria.
Their plight, and I know the plight of the people, and they have asked me to get up and attend to their challenges.
Financial challenge. I see that people are struggling financially. I'll make sure I bring finances in the hands of my people of Kwania, and also other problems are things like domestic violence. I'll make sure also it is handled well, and also to improve education in my district.
The people of Buyaga West, they are lacking some services, of which I intend to deliver.
Means the son of the community with the future vision. Nena Bori, all this future vision comes from far, because the services I want to offer is for now, tomorrow, and for the nearby future that will come.
A number of promises there. Now, the National Unity Platform, Electoral Management Committee, led by Jen Chimpanzee, has strongly condemned recent actions by security agencies, which they say infringes on their constitutional rights as the political party. Chimpanzee made these remarks during an ongoing nomination exercise this morning at the party headquarters in Makerere, Kavule.
A winning oi. His Excellency Kaguta Museveni oi. Ekutufuga oi. Today I've come to pick my nominations for the post of Eastern Uganda, Eastern Youth MP. The question is why we've come to contest in this position. I, as a youth leader, I'm a current youth councillor at Jinja State Southern Division, and I'm in those structures of the youth, the National Youth Council. The challenges we are facing as the younger generation, the younger people, the first major challenge is poverty or unemployment. And why I'm here? I've made many consultations from the fellow leaders, from the younger people, from village level to national. So we are here to see how we get a solution. And the solution is very simple. We're working together. We have been exposed. We know the right people to talk to. We know how to attract the investors to come, and we do. They bring up workshops. Those workshops, they're giving you skills, but you're even getting a job. Limited the access to information. We, as the leaders who have been there in the former structures of the former leadership of youth, who are back, we know those real problems. And the good news that we are the real youth. This is the new energy and the new ideas. And ideas will come out of us. From Eastern region, as you understand, we have 5 sub-regions: Bugisu, Teso, Bukedi, Sebe, and Busoga.
Well, we do apologize. That was the NRM Eastern race there, and of course we had requested for the National Unity Platform Electoral Management Committee story there. So let's get back to the NUP EMC press review.
The National Unity Platform Electoral Management Committee, led by Jen Chemtai, says the party's internal electoral process is lawful and constitutionally protected. She condemns security forces' interference, especially the recent raid on their headquarters, calling it unacceptable.
Who are supposed to protect us are the ones attacking us. It was not called for. It was not necessary. I know it was some kind of intimidation to intimidate our people, but nevertheless, it's like it even energized them the more.
Chemtai applauded the enthusiasm of party members and commended her committee's professionalism.
They are the best team that one could ask for. They have done everything possible to make sure that we manage the overwhelming numbers, as you can clearly see.
Meanwhile, John Mary Sebufu, chairperson of NUP's Central Region Electoral Management Committee, warned against spreading false information on the party cards and cautioned those involved in internal conflicts.
Members vying for the card, like my comrade earlier stipulated, NUP, whereas, you know, what I would say, I would like colleagues to acknowledge the fact that this is power, and somehow people think, and we should all be cognizant of the fact that power is fought for, and it is not assumed. There are certain things that we might actually not be able to control ourselves as a party, and because this is a contestation, it is a contestation where some people consider it a do or die. However, for us as the National Unity Platform, one of our core values include a discipline.
Several aspiring candidates expressed optimism and readiness to contest.
I've come to submit my expression of interest. I'm in the position of Kampala Woman MP. I wanted to come because I know, I don't think, but I know I'm the right person to lead Kampala.
The next MP for Kyadondo East. Actually, I've come to pick these papers and I've picked them. I have all the qualifications, and so people of Kyadondo East just know that on Monday I'm returning these papers. So I want all of you to escort me when I'm bringing back the papers.
I pray to Almighty Allah to guide me in this journey and also to be with me in whatever I'm going to work upon. I want to thank everyone who has enabled me at least to qualify to be among those people who have brought back their academic documents.
My name for Mr. Kapel photos, I'm 35. My home, much in the west, Nachinyugos. Name Mr. Kapel Mbuse, you can, this is my form. And this one, my form. For people, for much in the west, for looking at me.
Joseph Chigozi Gorola, Jamil Sekaja, UBC News.
Is our president.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo.
Hi, Mengo Senior School. We are here to reward one of our winners that paid school fees with Momo, and they got themselves school fees for a whole year.
The winner is my little sister. We loaded the money on my line. We did a payment. So basically that's the story behind as to why it's me and then mom. It's such a relief for any parent, because you imagine sitting at the back and knowing the child is going to do school for a full year. You're not worried about anything whatsoever. So I'm excited. Thank you, MTN.
This is continuous, so please, I call upon everyone to continue paying school fees with Momo. Dial *165 *80 hash and pay school fees with Momo and stand a chance to win school fees for a whole year.
Are you a woman with a small-scale business with a dream of growing it to another level? The GROW Project is here to support you in realizing your dream.
The GROW Project is a government initiative implemented by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and Private Sector Foundation Uganda with support from the World Bank.
We support women-owned businesses across the country to gain hands-on and business management skills through training within your location, business financing through grants and affordable loans, and infrastructure in your area areas of operation to enable you to increase your productivity.
If you have a business that makes sales of up to 800,000 Uganda shillings per month, the GROW project has the tools and resources to help you succeed. For more information, contact your district or city GROW focal person or call our toll-free line on 0800 307 777 to learn more about how you can benefit from the GROW project's services.
The GROW project, empowering women economically, transforming communities.
Uniquely ours. Explore Uganda.
You got us on your wallet. Bobby, again! What's the drama?
Drama? Colleagues, elections for special interest groups are calling. SIGs, elections, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time to vote for our leaders, June through August. From village to parish to district to nationals, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time, go vote your leaders. No!
FOB!
Elections are supposed to be peaceful. Easy vote, okay?
Youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
Welcome to our second segment. Makerere University has hosted the Frank Kalimuzo Memorial Lecture, an annual event that honors the legacy of Professor Frank Kalimuzo, a distinguished Ugandan academic and former Vice-Chancellor. The lecture series brings together scholars, policymakers, leaders to discuss critical issues in governance, leadership, and public service.
This year's Professor Frank Kalimuzo Memorial Lecture has been on the theme Building a Culture of Service in Public Institutions, resonated strongly with attendees emphasizing the crucial role of public institutions in shaping Uganda's future.
Read the intelligentsia to convince the rest of the country of its merits. While presiding over the opening of the Mengo North East Constituency Seminar at Kabanyoro in Gayaza, Mr. Kalimuzo urged that turning to the ideals of the move to the left strategy was not merely an academic pursuit, but rather a practical one that was required for Uganda.
The lecture provided a platform to reflect on Frank Kalimuzo's enduring contributions to Makerere University and the nation's public service, inspiring a new generation of leaders committed to integrity and excellency.
This mission remains unfinished. Rising societal challenges from youth unemployment to public health demand the very kind of ethical, visionary leadership Mr. Kalimuzo embodied. The Kalimuzo Public Lecture Series is therefore more than a tribute. It is a commitment to shaping leaders grounded in integrity, courage, and purpose.
Speakers called for a shift from bureaucracy to genuine public service, underscoring the need for accountability, transparency, and responsiveness.
I do not mourn Frank, I celebrate him. I celebrate the courage that cost him his life. I celebrate the integrity that still shapes ours. I celebrate a man who lived with dignity and left a legacy no regime could destroy.
Now, still in the education sector, senior Ugandan media professional and academician Professor Monica Chibita has advised young people to embrace technology as a key driver in fighting unemployment and achieving economic self-reliance. Professor Chibita made the call while officiating at the 25th graduation ceremony of Vienna College, Namugongo.
The 25th graduation ceremony at Vienna College Namugongo marked a significant milestone as the school celebrated a growing student enrollment, now reaching 700. Professor Monica Chibita, who was the guest of honor, urged the graduates to use technology to step up into self-reliant futures by engaging in money-making ventures and entrepreneurship.
You have probably been told that there will be no jobs in the future because technology is taking over many human roles, AI as our chairs that spoke to us. But thanks to the investments Vienna has made in you, you do not see technology as a threat. You see it as an opportunity. What it takes not only to embrace technology, but also to leverage it. In fact, with your past training, you probably will be creating jobs for others in a few years using technology.
Board Chair William Biaruhanga took the audience through the inspiring journey of the school's growth, reflecting on its commitment to academic excellence and innovation.
And we came in 2005, and it is true the school was on the verge of collapse. We found it heavily laden with debt, and the first owner, who was an Austrian, had decided that he had had enough. So here we stand 25 years later, but as I said, our real years are 20. To our government, you can send the message. And the policy makers, we say asante sana for the great government policy in this sector.
The college principal stressed the importance of critical thinking as a cornerstone of academic excellence.
From the start, a child, the business of when the teacher is the fountain of knowledge, it cannot make the children think. But being a critical thinker is that they allow the child to discover most things. Incidentally, this is where people used to say children in international schools are indisciplined, they are not well behaved, because they are fond of asking you why, when, why.
A number of dignitaries were awarded for the unwavering support they have rendered towards the success of the learners. Among these was Minister of State for Agriculture in charge of animal industry, retired Colonel Bright Ramirama.
I can only say it's good to educate children here because they educate both academic and values.
Joseph Chigozigorola, Maria Namukose, UBC News.
Now, environmental experts are calling for sustainable charcoal production methods instead of outright bans, emphasizing that these fuels remain vital for livelihoods and energy access. The Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, of the United Nations, in partnership with the European Union, convened a high-level workshop to share lessons and experiences from a decade of forest and climate action in Uganda.
Production contributes significantly to deforestation and greenhouse gas emissions, worsening climate change. However, charcoal remains a critical energy and income source for many households in developing countries. The Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, and the European Union organized a forum to review over 10 years of forest conservation and climate change action in Uganda. Experts are calling for sustainable charcoal production, warning that ban without alternatives would leave many households without affordable energy.
As much as charcoal can be a driver of deforestation, there is a way of producing it which is not harmful for environment. That's why we have been working with different players to support in restoring degraded forest, establishing bioenergy plantations, using improved technologies.
When a country manages charcoal value chains within their border, they impact the neighboring countries. Therefore, we need a regional approach. We need a regional approach to managing charcoal value chains. To have a regional approach, we need a multi-stakeholder engagement platform between the different ministries of environment, forestry departments, energy within the region, so that when one policy is implemented in one country, it's agreed upon across the region. As you saw from our research, when Uganda responded to the 155,000 tons flowing into Kenya, the charcoal had to come from South Sudan. So we need that regional approach.
The European Union is funding projects to meet biomass energy demand, conserve forests and mitigate climate change impacts.
The projects are promoting use of cleaner energies, use of cleaner technologies, energy efficient technologies, but it's also understood that this is not going to change overnight. In the intermediary stage, what can be done? We can do like biogas as an intermediary intervention. We can do cleaner technologies. We've looked at the efficient electrical stoves, but also efficient cooking technologies to move from the 3 stones that is normally used in our rural communities to build it up such that it is more efficient.
Stakeholders are urged to adopt clean energy and climate-smart agriculture.
To provide for sustainable alternatives for charcoal production, but also utilization and energy and livelihoods to be taken care of.
Zahara Abigaba, UBC News.
And in the agricultural sector, the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, in partnership with Makerere University and international experts, including delegates from the United States, has concluded the first ever global symposium on insects for food, feed and food security in Africa.
Feed and food security in Africa.
That they're doing that recently because of it's
Dr. Maxwell Otim of Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries announced government plans to support insect farmers and promote profitable insect farming.
First of all, tackles a subject matter that is always underlooked. That's the insect. Come to think of it, we eat a lot of insects every day. You know that Nsenene is a delicacy in Uganda. It is also insect that is bringing income in the hands of people. We know about bees. Bees are very important. Bees make for us honey. Bees pollinate flowers. Bees make for us propolis, gives us beeswax.
Representing the Permanent Secretary, Dr. Otim also unveiled plans to breed export-worthy insect species.
Structure and also issues like standards, so that we're able to produce quality products that meet international, both domestic and international standards in terms of standards, quality, hygiene.
Professor Frank Mwine from Makerere highlighted the nutritional and environmental value of edible insects.
Looking at insects for food, and that is the main theme that we are doing. For example, in Uganda, we have got the commonly known insects, which is Nsenene, but we have got other insects that we do feed on, culturally and also as a country. But how about other agricultural benefits in terms of these insects in the country? We get money from them, we feed from these insects, we get proteins.
International experts from Texas pledged to partner with Uganda. Dr. Deborah Amulen noted growing global interest in edible insects.
The purpose of this symposium is to bring scientists, farmers and people from the industry to compare notes, because everyone has been trying out the art of farming insects for food, feed and food security, especially like the black soldier fly. So every farmer has its own challenges. Every scientist has discovered some challenges and gaps. So we wanted this symposium to bring together. There are 10 countries in this event today from 10 universities across the globe. And we have been able to bring also the top scientists in the field of black soldier fly farming.
Joseph Chigozigola, Jamil Sekaja, UBC News.
Now, a new study by the National Agriculture Research Organization and International Food Policy Research Institute has revealed a steady decline in Uganda's soil fertility over the past 2 decades. Findings shared at the recent soil health workshop in Kampala indicate that soil degradation, largely driven by erosion, is forcing many farmers to cultivate into wetlands.
The Principal Research Officer in Soil Science at NARO, Dr. Kayuchi Kaizi, has disclosed that long-term monitoring from 2003 to 2024 shows a worrying loss of nutrients across several districts.
For me as a soil scientist, we collect the soil samples. We georeference the points where we are collecting the samples. We brought them to Kawanda. We analyze. So we are trying to monitor how the fertility is changing with time. So it is a very good data set. Our findings is that the soils are changing. They are getting more damaged. Yes, because of the poor management by farmers. Over a 20-year period, some of the indicators, how we can determine the soils are good or bad, they are losing fertility, they are proving, they are giving us evidence that the soils are getting more degraded, which is a very dangerous trend to the farmers.
The meeting, attended by government officials and researchers, explored how these findings could inform Uganda's contributions to the African Fertilizer and Soil Health Action Plan 2024-2034.
One of the things which is damaging our soils is soil erosion. Farmers don't control soil erosion. The fertility of our soils is mainly in the top 5 centimeters. So if that soil is carried away by water, the nutrients are gone, the organic matter. That's why farmers now they are cultivating wetlands, because the nutrients were caught up. And then so farmers are not using inorganic fertilizers or organic manure. They are growing crops, they harvest. When you grow that crop, when you have the crops take nutrients from the soil. When you don't replenish them, we don't add, the crops become poorer, like people have a bank account. If you continue removing without adding, the account becomes negative.
Women's roles in managing land and responding to degradation were also highlighted as key to crafting effective solutions.
But we have also other interventions. For example, we have a project which we call Uganda Climate Smart Agriculture Transformation. That project has a component that handles sustainable land management. And in sustainable land management, we promote sustainable practices of growing crops, or even keeping livestock in order for us to sustain our livelihoods. But we also have other plans. For example, we have also other policies, the National Organic Agriculture Policy. We have formulated also the agroecology policy. All these are geared towards sustaining our farming, our agricultural production, modernizing and sustaining our agricultural production.
Stakeholders called for urgent investments and stronger partnerships to restore soil health and secure Uganda's agricultural future. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Now, East Africa is working to establish a unified fintech infrastructure by 2030, aiming to revolutionize how millions of people trade, save and access financial services. The region's journey is marked by rapid digital innovation, but key gaps remain.
Recent years have seen the East African community harmonize financial systems and regulatory frameworks, laying the groundwork for real-time gross settlement and cross-border digital payments.
You find that most of the platform
they are not interoperability. They are not incompatible at the national level and at the regional level. So for us, we are actually challenging the private sector. If it is a telecommunication companies, if it is the banks, they make sure that their systems actually are interoperability across the region.
This integration is crucial for boosting intra-regional trade and supporting small and medium enterprises, which remain the backbone of East Africa's economies.
We are going to implement the backbone infrastructure project under Ministry of ICT, financed by World Bank. And this is a successor project to the previously implemented projects, which is going to extend infrastructure, especially the network, the internet network, in all parts of the country.
Cross-border payment barriers persist, and over a third of rural populations remain unbanked.
Yes, of course, in developing countries there are always challenges, and in any other new entrance for any product in the world there is challenges. We have challenges like we need enough awareness in South Sudan, and we also need to advocate for fintech and digitalization and its integration in all financial services.
For example, you notice Central Bank of Uganda is always following the lead with the Central Bank of Kenya when it comes to fintech, when it comes to digital coins and the likes. And I think those kinds of conversations just need to happen more, and they need to be more actionable.
Artificial intelligence and blockchain are poised to disrupt the sector, offering new tools for credit scoring, fraud detection, and secure transactions.
Cross-border data, legal infrastructure. We are also working on cybersecurity. We are working on artificial intelligence. But all of these are in the formative stages. What we have agreed is the strategy. So within that strategy is a whole pillar that is looking at harmonization.
East Africa's fintech future depends on collaboration, innovation, and inclusive policies to deliver a seamless, secure, and efficient financial ecosystem by 2030. Wadulo Arnold Mark for UBC Business.
Now, a cross-cultural foundation of Uganda, CCFU, has urged Ugandans living in Chimpanzee inhabited areas to work closely with the government to conserve the lives and well-being of these animals. Chimpanzees in Uganda are protected under the national laws and are classified as global endangered species.
Chimpanzee protection is one of the core projects of the Cross-Cultural Foundation of Uganda, CCFU, as these animals significantly contribute to Uganda's tourism sector. Several cultural resources have been implemented to protect these chimpanzees.
The Foundation of Uganda contributes to conservation of our wildlife. One of the projects that we do have is conserving the endangered species, which is the chimpanzee. The main cultural resources that we are using to spearhead protection of the chimpanzees, one is working with cultural leaders as a structure. It's a very big resource, and we have these right from the...
Chimpanzees face many threats within their habitats, including climate change, poaching, illegal pet trade, and increasing human population pressure. Much still needs to be done by both communities and authorities to safeguard these animals.
In terms of their evolution, the chimpanzees are primates, just like the monkeys, but the chimpanzees, when they were evolving, they turned out to be mainly omnivorous.
Chimpanzees can sometimes be perceived as dangerous due to their attacks on humans. In self-defense, the animals often fight back, causing serious incidents. The law stipulates a penalty of 20 million Uganda shillings or life imprisonment for anyone convicted of killing a chimpanzee.
General wildlife conservation compensation, the law is clear and it is in place that under Wildlife Act that once a person is injured by a wildlife species is compensated. And nevertheless, even chimpanzee is a compensatable species, and the Uganda Wildlife Authority came up with a regulation that guides on the compensation of any wildlife species or of any person that has had any injury or property destruction or crop destruction or livestock killing. That regulation guides Uganda Wildlife Authority
people living
on
in these
compensation.
communities feel that the compensation of Uganda shillings 4 million offered by authorities when a person is killed by a chimpanzee is insufficient. Reporting for UBC News, I'm Nahawe Charity.
Now, lastly, as we look at insurance, Uganda's insurance sector recorded a 10% growth in 2024, reaching 1.76 trillion shillings. According to the Insurance Regulatory Authority, the growth reflects increased business activities across the sector.
In a bid to improve service delivery and strengthen sector resilience, the Insurance Regulatory Authority introduced an initiative to merge smaller insurance companies. This move has significantly contributed to the sector's improved performance in 2024.
That it doesn't matter you owning a company which is small and cannot afford to do things which you want the industry to do. If your company is small, you are better off merging your company with another entity, or you are better off injecting more money.
The industry's total value rose to 1.76 trillion shillings, up from 1.6 trillion shillings in 2023, marking a 10% growth.
We have seen more uptake of individual policies. And we have also seen more uptake of medical insurance. Medical insurance, in many cases, are micro in nature. And medical insurance are policies which are taken by individuals. We have also seen more products which are being promoted by bank assurance. Bank assurance, banks working with the insurance companies, they have developed products which are micro in nature, but are talking to the needs of Ugandans.
The four major insurance categories registered varying performances are non-life insurance gross premiums increased to 987 billion shillings in 2024, up from 932 billion shillings in 2023, representing a 5.8% growth. The other is life insurance premiums rose to 702 billion shillings from 612 billion shillings, reflecting a 14% growth. Health membership organizations expanded to 70 billion shillings from 57 billion shillings, indicating a 23.8% increase. While microinsurance recorded the highest growth, reaching 1.6 billion shillings in 2024 from 780 million shillings in 2023, a remarkable 131.4% increase.
And microinsurance is the insurance which every person buys. It is the insurance for the ordinary person. It is the insurance for the individuals like me, like you. I want to encourage all of us, make sure that we have at least one or two policies.
The insurance regulator has pledged to leverage technology to ensure industry-wide compliance, boost public confidence, and encourage wider uptake of insurance products. Abdul Nasser Lubwama, UBC Business.
Now, the State Minister for Cooperatives, Frederick Ngowi Gume, has called on health cooperatives in Uganda to prioritize preventative healthcare services.
When it comes to the aspect of health and how to for example,
first ever stakeholders symposium on health cooperatives in Uganda has been held in Kampala. aimed at providing affordable, quality health care through pooled resources and monthly membership contributions. The initiative also supports government efforts to improve health services and achieve universal health coverage.
But we should also not wait for people to follow sick before they realize they must be healthy. We must look at the preventive aspect of it. So the members in your health cooperatives should be looked at as an asset. We must also plan for them. How do you live for a year without visiting a hospital? Have you got the health amenities at home? If you're in a rural place, do you boil your water? It is not only treatment, but prevention would be better.
The thing is to move on, pushing the boundaries that they have today, growing, and if they are there in the first tier, they will have it in a little while in the second tier, and in a few years I think it will be a great movement, because I saw the Ministry of Cooperatives, which is committed, involved, supporting, and I think that Dr. Dan is having a very, very clear idea, and he knows very well what he has to do, and I think it is a bright future for Kamakos and for the cooperative movement in Uganda.
The symposium brought together the Minister for Cooperatives, the President of the International Health Cooperatives Organization, health workers and cooperative members. Participants were urged to create sustainable financing models for health cooperatives.
Basic insurance schemes at community level. So these cooperatives can be vehicles to enroll masses to access care, and indeed they are accessing care through us. So I think it's about a dialogue with the government to see how they can primarily start with the existing cooperative infrastructure to deliver this system to the people. And
social responsibility, where we use our expertise as doctors to give back to the community, and we do that through organizing activities like medical camps or outreaches, where we go to underserved areas and we extend quality health services to those communities.
The symposium was organized by the Kampala Medical and Allied Health Workers Cooperative Society to promote health cooperatives locally and globally. It also seeks to provide affordable, quality health care through monthly membership contributions. A free medical camp was held in Kansanga, treating various illnesses and referring complex cases. Community members welcomed the initiative. Zahra Abigaba, UBC News.
Well, that's all we had time for. Thank you once again for hanging on with us. My name is Patricia Lukoma from the entire news team. It's a good night, but we're heading back to Koboko, where Youth Minister Balambargahara is engaging with the youth in the youth livelihood, awakening. Well, let's head back to Koboko.
Go away. You know, I love young people who are smart like him. Now with me here, this is my last speech. I have the youth MP from here, a contestant. Then I have a sister. Come. Now listen to me. I'm going to ask these people to greet you. She's standing for National Youth MP, Northern Youth MP. She's from Karamoja, Kotido. Then he's standing for the same.